Hello, everybody. My name is George Williams, and I'm the next search catalog coordinator for Northeast Kansas Library System.
I'm Christopher Brannon with the Coeur d'Alene Public Library and the Cooperative Information Network.
And we are at the beautiful Round Rock Library in Round Rock, Texas with some friends. So hop on over.
Wow, that was magical.
Is it Monday or is it Thursday? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
So we're here at the conference and we've been talking about all kinds of different things. There's all kinds of great presentations. Where can they find those?
They're going to find those eventually on our schedule for the conference at koha-US.org.
Yeah, by the time this comes out, everything will be up and running.
Yep.
And smooth and
We'll break out all those videos and have links to all the slides. So we make it great for everyone to access the presentations that they want to look at.
So our presentation, Christopher and I did a presentation that was a follow-up to last year, and I was really surprised at how many presentations there were this week that focused on the notices and slips module, because last year when I talked about it, I was really grumpy about it.
I think we were both grumpy.
Yeah, we were both had some things we were unhappy about. So I started our presentation by doing a survey, and so that's what we thought we would just talk about today, is just talk about the survey. So what do you know? It's the koha-US site. So when you go there, you'll see the 2024 conference. That button will still be there, and that's where you can find all the videos. But I'm going to talk about our survey. So if you want to see all of the raw data from the survey, it was a really simple survey. There were only 2 questions, and there were about 20 answers for each question. But that's where you can go and see the results yourself. And the first question was, what do you like about notices and slips? And I kind of broke these down into these categories. But the number one thing people like about notices and slips is customization. And these new features with notices and slips where you can create the templates that can be printed from a patron screen. That's more new flexibility in Koha. And you can send them an email based on a notices and slips template, and you can do a report and have that output into a notices and slips. And all of these things are great. That's what people love about it, is the customization. Flexibility is kind of the flip side of that, but people like that they can do it in HTML. And I think more customizable than the old ILS and control, I think those are also flip sides of the same coin, because the software we were using where I was before Koha, we had absolutely zero control over what came out of the printer. So these are all good things for Koha. The second question was, what do you dislike? And so dislikes, the number one dislike was there's no way to preview. There's nothing you can do. There are maybe 2 or 3 where you can put in I think one of them is the hold notification. You can put in a biblio number and a borrower number. If they have a hold, it'll show you what that slip will look like. But there really aren't very many.
I think that was my response. They are not cake.
They are not. That was you. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody else, their response was ha 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 ha. It was just, yeah, I didn't even put that one on there, but the cake one I think might have been because after our presentation was over, there was a cake at the conference. So I think people wanted us to just get the hell off the stage so they could have cake. But the other things people didn't like were template toolkit notices, need documentation. We also saw overwhelming, better documentation, complicated interface, cumbersome interface, and there's another one here. Template toolkit is daunting. And there was another one that I'm not seeing now. Oh, overwhelming. 2 of them. 2 people said overwhelming.
Yeah, I think I would agree. Template toolkit is it's evolving right now into Koha. So we're using it a lot more in our notices and slips than we were.
Right.
We were using the just hungry alligators, and documentation would allow people to have that old way of just saying, what is the value? What do I need?
Yeah. Well, and I don't think it's just template toolkit is overwhelming. I think I was talking to Jessie about this, and I think when you go there and you click on that drop down and says, show me all the slips,
Yeah.
you get a
Yeah.
list that's like 10 miles long.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so we were talking and we were saying, wouldn't it be nice if there were like tabs, like on the reports page?
Yes.
If there was a tab for everything in the circ module, everything in the holds module, that might be an interesting development for someone to pursue.
Somebody said the formatting is different in preview than email. I know that that's one that's being addressed.
Yeah.
So that one will go away, and they don't like the overdue print notice delivery. And
Right.
that is a gripe I've had. You know, I'd like to see that evolve so that it flows better, because right now it's just an all or nothing.
Yeah, right now, if they don't get an email, it gets,
Yeah.
the print notice gets emailed to the library in a text file, and then you have to print it out. And Jason had a replacement for that, and
Sarah did.
Sarah and Andrew had a
Yeah.
replacement for that.
Yeah.
And those are both things you can watch on the koha-US website.
Yes.
So those are both presentations that happened here this week. And I strongly recommend Jason's in particular. My battery's dying, so we gotta get through this quick. So how can you help with notices and slips? Participate in the discussion. And actually, I put a link here. I created an easy link to get to Bugzilla. And what it's going to take you to in Bugzilla is, if you go to Bugzilla, go to Browse, and then go to Koha, there is a whole category for notices and slips. And so that bit link will take you to here, and it'll show you all the bugs that are related to notices and slips. And I've always said this, there are 3 steps in participating in the Koha community. Step number 1 is just listen. So by being at the conference, by watching this video, you're participating. Congratulations. You've met step 1. Step 2 is, after you've listened for a while, you're going to start to go, well, why does it work that way? So why not ask that question? Why does this work that way? Why can't we do something different? And that's the 3rd step, is to make suggestions. So if you can do those 3 things, just go and read bugs, read what they're saying, and when you're comfortable with it, ask questions. And when you're comfortable with, when you don't like the questions you're hearing or the answers you're getting, make suggestions.
Definitely.
Instead of saying, why does this thing go in the right-hand corner? Say, couldn't you make that thing go in the left-hand corner?
Or why be frustrated with something?
Yeah,
You could
Yeah.
make a difference.
Yeah.
And make that change.
exactly.
It's not enough to say, I don't like that.
Right.
Let us know why.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And how you can help, add to the wiki. So the template that you showed us on Monday,
I will
you should put
it,
that on the wiki.
I will, I
Yeah.
will.
There is a notices and slips library, and I created a bit link for that too. And I guess I scrolled into the middle of that. But it's just called, on the Koha wiki, it's called Notices and Slips Library. And you create a wiki account, and you can add your notices and slips to that wiki. And if you want to know what the default notices are, we've got default notices for the most recent 4 versions of Koha are all available there. So if you want to see what the notice used to be before you messed it up, you can go here.
100% good idea.
You can go here and restore what you broke.
Yep.
And then if you have any custom notices, add them to the wiki. And how this is the way that Christopher and I are going to try to help, is we will try to, I personally will work with the education committee, and there's a lot of people that I've talked to that they don't know how to tackle notices and slips. So we've done very basic jQuery, we've done very basic SQL. I think I'm going to try and do very basic notices, slips sometime in the beginning of next year. And we'll do that like we did with the others, where it'll just be a Zoom session and people can join Zoom and ask questions, and I'll try and go through the basics of notices and slips. And David Nind is working on a template toolkit notices and slips guide.
Oh,
I don't know where
that'd
that'll
be
go,
great.
but I'm going to talk to David and see if I can get involved with that. And Christopher and I will try to record more videos about notices and slips, because
Oh,
it
that's
seems to be an area
Yeah.
where there are some issues.
You can ask Lucas to join you on
Yeah.
one of your videos.
Yes,
I bet he would be.
absolutely.
Yes, I bet he would.
Totally.
So Lucas has given me a lot of help with
Yeah,
notices and
good.
slips, so.
Good.
So we didn't talk a lot today about how to break Koha or how to mess with it, but we talked about this survey, and we'll try and do some more good stuff with notices and slips in the next year.
Awesome. Thank you.
So it was great seeing everybody here in Texas.
Yeah, so good.
And
Thanks
doing
for
this
having
again,
us.
so we'll
Yeah.
have to do this again next year, wherever
For sure.
we end up.
Yeah, you're
So-
right, definitely.
See you later, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.